Yeah, everything good. Everything good. I was busy, so
All
sorry.
good. No, no problem at all. All good. Right, so give me 1 minute. I'm gonna share my screen. Right. Well, I know. Namaste everyone. Welcome to Hindi University. I'm really excited to have all of you this Sunday. As you know, my name is Ashutosh, and we meet every Sunday 8 a.m. US Pacific time, which is time on the west coast of the US, to learn about the Hindi language. For those of you who are completely new to Hindi University, you can learn more about us by going to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Hindi University. You can also go to our website, which is hindiuniversity.org, and find out about our Sunday classes, how you can join it, and the number of practice sessions we have throughout the week. I share a little bit of information about HU in case if you're joining it or browsing it for the very first time. And as I mentioned, like you can just use the Zoom link to join the Sunday classes, and all you need is a Zoom link or a good internet connection. And if you are not comfortable with Zoom link, you can use the meeting ID also. If you miss any of the previous classes, you can watch the recording on the YouTube channel as well. And we use this WhatsApp community. This link is public, but and I use this link only to sort of onboard people and find out if they're legitimate learner. And once you are there, and we'll onboard you into the respective platforms. Okay. With that being said, as you know, this year we've been following two books. First one is Pingu Learns Hindi, which is the book by Hindi University, and the second one we have is The Primer of Modern Standard Hindi, which is the book by Professor Michael Shapiro. And we are really drawing the inspiration from Michael Shapiro book to see how following the sequence that he has described helped improve the Hindi language. Okay, so that part is maintained pretty intact. I'm trying to add a lot of my own examples, and I'm trying to break it down further because even though it says it's a primer, it's a pretty complex book, right? And it covers multiple concepts in just one chapter. So I'm trying to break it down as in bite size as possible. And right now we are on chapter number 11. And if you attended any of the previous sessions, you learned about the past indefinite tense, not the past habitual tense, but the past indefinite tense. And within the same umbrella, we learned about several concepts. Initially, we learned about the intransitive verb, which are basically the verb which are not needy. Then we learned about the needy verb, which are the transitive verb, which requires an object. So we spent about 3 lectures just defining those, and then we did some basic stories on those as well. After that, we built on top of it about interrogative, right? I mean, कौन, किसने, किन्होंने, right? We learned about that in the previous class. In this class, we'll continue the journey, okay? And we'll learn further classifications within the Hindi verbs, okay? And by the end of this class, my aim is that you guys will be well equipped in understanding more nuances in the Hindi verbs, okay? So with that in mind, as always, it's an interactive session. So if you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand and or unmute yourself, and we'll discuss and brainstorm the questions. Just a little bit more recap is, you guys remember when we talk about past indefinite, we covered two different type of scenarios. I ate an apple, we drank tea, he called the mechanic, I wrote a book. In all the examples you see, there is an object, apple, tea, there is something or someone on the left hand side, and these are objects, and we discussed that these are all transitive verbs. On the right hand side, these sentences are complete. The verb, it doesn't require an object to be complete. Okay, I went, you don't say I went something or someone. Okay, so these on the right hand side we discuss, these are intransitive verbs. So I expect that you are all familiar with the basic rules around how to formulate these sentences. Okay, we'll continue to build on top of it. So far when we discuss the verbs, we learned about in the previous classes we learned about forming the imperfective form of the verb as well as the perfective form. Let's take a slight tangent, and if I were to show you the examples that you see in front of you, most of the English verbs, or we'll talk about international languages also, when you're making the three forms of the verb in English, they follow. You can see an example. Walk, walked, walked. Similarly, you have help, helped, helped. Right. Second form of the verb, third form of the verb. Right. Similarly, change, changed, and changed, and spend. I mean, this should be spent. It's a small typo here. Spend, spent, and spent. Okay. Contrast that with different verbs, like when you're talking about to go, which is the infinitive form of the verb, jana, and when you're even in English, when you talk about it, it's go, went, and gone, and eat, ate, eaten. Now, what is the difference that you see? I'm gonna stop sharing it. I'm gonna ask you, what is the difference that you see in these two categories of the Hindi verbs? Anyone can unmute and share their thoughts. What is the difference? Any contrast that you see here? KTG, feel free to unmute.
They're irregular.
Yeah? What?
Irregular.
Irregular. Okay. What about it? Like, what is that you see in the first one and which is different in the second one?
The declension doesn't
Okay.
follow a regular form. So you have walk, walked, ate, eaten. So it follows a different path. So it's irregular.
I see. So what you're saying is in the first one, they're following a pattern, right? They're following a fixed pattern. If you know about it, like that helped and changed follow the same pattern as walked, you can easily derive the second form of the verb and third form of the verb. Whereas in the second category, you don't know what the next form of the verb is if you've not learned about it. Like if I don't know, if I'm learning English for the first time as a non-native speaker, and if I have to say, I, went to a place, if I don't know the second form of go is went, I would not know, right? I will end up making my own form, right? So what you're saying is, in the first categories, these are all following a fixed pattern. Okay? In the second category, they do not follow a fixed pattern. You have to know about that. If it is eat, you have ate and eaten. Right? Hindi is no different. Okay? Hindi has, and this concept is known, as you mentioned, is the first category is the regular verbs, which are following a fixed set of order. And the second category is irregular verbs. Okay, they are not following a fixed defined pattern. Okay, if you and I mentioned in the past also, if you look at all the languages, global languages, like world languages, a lot of the languages used to have more irregular verbs, but as the language evolved, they moved into the regular verbs, right? But there are still certain verbs which became so prominent, which became colloquially as well as in written so prominent, it was very hard for the language writer to kind of move them along, right? And they became permanently part of those languages. Hindi has similarly those verbs, and fortunately, it's less than 10, or so verbs, so you don't have to memorize too many of irregular verbs. But it's very important that you know about them. Okay, so I'll take a pause. We'll take a quick sort of pointers from folks who know other foreign languages. Tell me, like just like in English and Hindi, do you have irregular verbs in your language? Okay, so it would be great to get some examples and feedback from you. Uniji, how are you doing? Does Thai have irregular verbs? And if you need more time to think about it, feel free to say.
Let me think more.
Yeah. So think about just like we say, I go to Japan, I went to Japan, right? So from go to went, the form completely changed. Yeah. Saraji, good to have you. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
You know many languages, so feel free to take
Well,
any.
well, the other one that I can draw on would be Dutch, and yes, it does change because there's like a past tense prefix, and then usually some of the um, vowel sounds they change. So even if it's not completely irregular, it doesn't necessarily look the same as the present tense. So for example, to walk is, if I say I walk in Dutch, would be ik loop,
Uh-huh.
and in the past tense would be ik liep. So that O changes to an E sound. So it's not that easy to recognize. And then if it's like the past, it would be like, ik heb gelopen. So it's changing like that. So there's some parts that are regular, so the ge sound, which is like that's like the genuine past perfect,
I see.
that will attach itself to all past perfect verbs, but then it changes depending on the subject, and then those vowel sounds will also change. So
Well,
yes, it's very irregular.
wonderful. Anyone else? Thank you. Anyone else would like to share? Um, if you are if your
Okay.
language, yeah, go ahead.
Uh, I just checked about the Thai language.
Uh-huh.
In case of Thai verb,
Uh-huh.
there is no any conjugation for present tense and past tense.
Okay.
Yeah, there is no. Just add some word um, um, express for the past tense
I
and
see.
future tense. That's all. No
But
any.
all verbs follow the same pattern. Like, is the pattern consistent? If I know some words in Thai,
Mhm.
can I also learn to make forms of other verbs in Thai easily with a fixed set of pattern, or is it different for different verbs?
Thai verb basically no any change for
I
uh
see.
no like if the go jana
Uh,
in Thai language is pai
okay.
pai and the past of pai is
Mm,
pai and add leo
I
after
see.
the verb
I see. I
and
see.
the verb itself not change.
I see, I see, I see. Wonderful. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. I'm going to go back to, so as I said, Hindi has certain, and in this class, we'll be focusing on four irregular verbs. Okay. And the idea was just so that if you know, it'll be about other languages, it'll be much easier to kind of conceptually understand understand this one, right? So in the previous class, if you recall, when we learned about the conjugation, okay, we learned that, and I'm going to give an example of, मैंने movie देखी, right? I mean, so watched game, right? So a transitive verb. We learned that when we learning, like when we discussing the conjugation for these verbs, you remove the na and you put a at the end, a at the end, e or e, based on the gender of the noun. And because it's a transitive verb, it's based on the gender of the object, right? So when you want to say, I watched a game, because game is masculine singular, you will say game dekha. When you want to say games, which is masculine plural, you will say game dekhe. Movie is considered feminine singular. So if you want to say watched a movie, you will say movie dekhi, and for plural, movies dekhi. And this is regardless of whether I'm saying it, Uni is saying it, Sarah is saying it, or Josh is saying it, right? Subject can be the same. It's really for the transitive verb. In the past tense, it's the gender of the object. Okay. Now, as you guys have naturally thought about how does it work for irregular verbs, right? And that's what we're going to discuss. The first two are same for masculine singular and masculine plural. Okay, they're the same. For feminine singular and feminine plural, those are different. So again, let's take a pause. Anyone familiar with some irregular verbs in Hindi?
Karna.
Which one?
Karna. To
Karna.
do.
Very good, very good. This is a very important word. Karna.
Hona,
Hona. Okay. What is hona?
to be,
To be. Very good.
Tuna,
Which one?
tuna, tuna to touch.
Oh, to touch. Okay. Okay. We'll discuss that. What else?
Jana, to go,
Jana. Okay. Okay. Jana.
Dana,
Lena. Very good. What is Lena?
to take.
To take. Very good. To take. Lena.
Bolna,
Okay. Okay.
Dena,
Dena. What is
Dana.
to give,
to
to
give?
give,
Wonderful. Okay. And so when I say will be, so when you learn about the forms of these verbs, focus on like the ending of it. You have a na at the end, right? Karna, hona, jana, lena, and dena. Okay. You will notice that you will still remove the na for masculine singular. Okay, and we will discuss that in the slide first, and then we'll practice a lot of it. Okay, but as I said, there are not too many irregular verbs in Hindi. So because this is a natural question: do I have to memorize, or how do I know this is irregular or regular? So it's only a handful of verbs. So it'll be much easier for everyone to at least remember them. Okay, so let's now focus on how the conjugation will work, and then we'll form very very basic sentences using these irregular verbs. Okay, then we'll make slightly complex sentences. So this was so far the rule. Here are the rules for your irregular verbs. So let's focus on first just the karna, and I'm gonna do it in my so if you notice it, you have karna for masculine singular. You remove the na, and you're left with the a sound, and because there is a vowel rule, you will put the kia. Okay, bear with me. I'll show you on my slide as well, or on my whiteboard as well. So it's you have kia. Okay, a sound, it becomes kie. Okay, e sound for feminine singular, it becomes ki, and e with the nasalized becomes ki. Okay, and generally you use karna with something, right? So like in this case, let's say you want to say homework. I did my homework, right? So it will be homework kiya. Okay, homework kiya or assignment kiya, because assignment is masculine singular. If you did multiple assignments, it's assignments kiye. Okay, assignments kiye. It's okay, you will have the opportunity to write down. If it helps you think more, that's fine to write, but if you focus on it, it'll be much easier. You'll get more time to write. If you were talking about you did the house cleaning, okay, so cleaning key, because cleaning is or safai key. How about that? Safai key. Okay, because safai is considered feminine singular. Safai key. Okay, think about something plural. Okay, um, um, I'll give more example in the next one, but I'm gonna Write it down because it helps you think more. So again, going back to karna, you remove the na, and the forms become for masculine singular, masculine plural, feminine singular, and feminine plural. Okay, so karna, you remove the na, it becomes kiya, a sound, focus on the a sound, kiye, ki, e sound with no nasalized, and ki. This is the nasalized sound, ki. Okay, any questions so far? Don't worry about the other verbs so far. Focus on just the karna right now. So far, anyone has any questions before we jump into the simple examples? Rachel ji, good so far?
Ashiji, I had a question on the Devanagari of the key.
Uh-huh.
Key.
Yes. So it's a bigger E, so you will say key and you have key.
Key. Oh, there's a bindu. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, it's a very good one actually because maybe I'll cover it later, but just generally key in Hindi itself can have many meanings depending on how it is being used, whether it is a small key versus the big key, right? I mean, one is a conjugation, the other one is different, right? I mean, the other one can be, are you like John ki ladki, like it's a postposition versus like the irregular verbs, like the conjugation also. And even Hindi native speakers, if you ask them about it, because they're most of not have not learned the way you are learning it, right? So it will puzzle them about, like, if you know in depth about just one verb, how it is sort of evolving into different ways. And just a fun fact for you. uh, but good question. Anyone else? Any question? So far it should be simple, right? Because we've learned that these are irregular verbs, so they are slightly different, right? I mean, that's why the regular formula that we learned doesn't directly apply to them. Okay, as I said, like, I'll give you some more example, but let's say I have to write down a bunch of stuff. You have homework, and I'm gonna give me just 1 minute. I'm gonna take some of it. So I was going to cover it, but it's better that I show you like this. Okay, I'll have help or madad. Okay, and I'll have shopping. Okay, and preparation. And feel free to take some of your own as well, or preparation or tayyari. Okay, so just take a guess, anyone. Okay, you have to look at these objects, and you have to use the right form of karna in the past. Okay, and this is just like, even if you make mistake, that's totally fine. How would you do that, or at least what would be your attempt? So these are 1, 2, 4. I have written 4. Okay, all you have to do is match it. Okay, and you can use the Zoom chat to finish it up, and we'll go over it afterwards. So I'm going to give you some time. In the meantime, let me see. Okay, because some folks joined slightly later and I didn't get a chance to say hi to them. So namaste Sheila ji, namaste Sharan ji, namaste Sam, namaste Mats, Mia ji, JD ji, Christine ji. Awesome, wonderful. Okay, wonderful. Who else? Sometimes it is possible that, like, the English word follows, it can have a different sort of the gender than the Hindi one. So it's totally okay if you are thinking.
Ashuji,
Uh-huh.
so the verb isn't dependent on the subject, it's dependent on the.
Yeah. Because in this case, we are talking about when you do something, okay, you are doing something, there is an object that is required, which makes it a transitive verb. Okay, so that's why whether you are saying it or I am saying it, it's not based on the subject, it's based on the object. Yeah, you can say Jana is also irregular, but Jana is a intransitive verb. That's why when you are saying it, you'll say मैं गई versus I am saying it, I'll say मैं गया. Right? It's irregular because it has no relation with Jana. Jana all of a sudden becomes gaya. Right? But good question. Okay. Okay. Very good one. Okay, let's take some responses from everyone. Miyaji, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Let's take you the first one. How will you say this one?
Homework kiya.
Okay, homework kiya. Okay, wonderful. Okay, let's take from Mimiji. What about this one?
Mother ki.
Which one? One more time.
Mother ki.
Okay, okay, okay. Let's see. I was asking. Okay, Mimiji, you want to try this one?
Okay. Shopping kiya.
Okay, shopping. Okay. One more time. What is shopping? Intuitively, what comes to your mind?
Shopping. I forget.
Okay. Take a guess one more time.
Shopping ke liye.
It has to be one of these four. Kia, key, and key.
Kiye. Shopping kiye. I'm guessing now.
Okay. Okay. Sarah ji.
I actually also thought it was Kia, but maybe that's wrong. um,
What is the Hindi word for shopping?
Khareedna.
Okay. So kharidna is to shop. If you have to use it as a sort of a noun, it's kharidari, right?
Oh, so it's key.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Shopping key or shop kharidari key. Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful. This was hard. Okay, next one. Let's see. Michael ji. Michael ji.
Tayari ki.
Taiyari ki. Wonderful. Taiyari ki or preparation ki. They're also feminine singular. Okay. If you did multiple preparations, okay, Josh.
Tayari ki.
Taiyari, what is the plural of taiyari?
Tayaro.
Take a guess.
Tayare.
Ladki becomes?
Lake.
No, ladki becomes plural of ladki is ladkiyan.
Oh,
Nadi,
look.
nadi plural become nadiyan. River is rivers. Taiyari.
Tari. Says Tarian.
Yeah, taiyariyan. Very good. Taiyariyan.
Tayarian.
Taiyariyan. Okay. So ya is sound at the end, right? Taiyariyan ki. Beautiful.
Tayarian ki. Okay.
Beautiful. Okay. We'll break it down further. So far, I have not even added the subject. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll just practice adding the subject and just with these form of the verb, so it becomes sort of naturally part of everyone's language structure. So I'm going to share my slides again and we'll go over it. So let's go over it and all of you will get to practice it. So as I said, right now let's remove the the object here, you have a, if you guys recall, you have a subject. Because you are saying it in the past indefinite, it will be followed by ne, right? So you have a maine, tumne, tune, all of those scenarios, and right in front of you you have kiya, kiye, ki, and ki, right? I want you to, even though I'll be asking some of you, but I want all of you to practice it in the same along the way with whoever I ask, so that way it becomes it is very fixated in everyone's sort of learn. Rachel ji, you want to try the first two with these verbs?
Sure.
Yeah.
मैंने की.
Okay, you can try all of them one by one. It's okay. So मैंने
किया. किए.
Say full thing. मैंने
किए. मैंने की. मैंने किया.
Last one is की.
की.
Yeah. Let's do one more.
तुमने किया. तुमने किए. तुमने की. तुमने की.
Yeah. So imagine if somebody made a mistake, right? And you have to say you made a mistake, okay? And mistake is feminine singular. Or you can say galti. Galti is a Hindi word for it. What will you say?
तुमने गलती की.
Beautiful. तुमने गलती की. Wonderful. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's practice the next one. Mimi ji, you want to unmute yourself and practice this one?
Okay. तूने किया. तूने किए. तूने की. तूने की.
Beautiful. Okay. JD ji, you do the next one. उसने.
उसने किया, उसने किए, उसने की, उसने की.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay. If he did the cleaning, okay, how would you say JD ji?
उसने सफाई कार किया.
Cleaning is feminine singular. So, and you are just
It's
using
feminine.
Yeah.
Okay. उसने सफाई की.
उसने सफाई की. Beautiful.
सफाई की.
Yeah. Okay. Shri Ram ji, you do the next one. इसने.
Okay. इसने किया, इसने किए, इसने की, इसने किए.
Last one is की. Okay. इसने की.
की.
Okay. Let's do Christine ji, you do the next one.
हमने किया. हमने किए. हमने की. हमने की.
Beautiful. Sharon ji, आपने.
आपने किया. आपने किए. आपने की. आपने की.
Sheila ji, next one. उन्होंने.
उन्होंने किया. उन्होंने की. उन्होंने के. उन्होंने की.
Beautiful. Okay. Now we have इन्होंने after that. Mr. Narase ji, you will do the last one. इन्होंने.
इन्होंने किया, इन्होंने किए, इन्होंने की, इन्होंने की.
Okay, wonderful, right? So this is just, again, it might sound simple, repetitive, but so be it. Your goal is to just, if you're used to it, you don't have to memorize, it will come naturally to you. Okay, you don't have to worry about whether it is irregular or regular, because it has become part of it, right? Your day-to-day usage. Okay, now we'll introduce the set of things that we did. Okay, and I just threw bunch of objects in there. Okay, 1 minute, I'm gonna okay, so I'm gonna share my screen here again. Alright, so I'm gonna ask some of you to take one from each and then make a sentence, right? So you already have a set of You don't have to put in too much you just have to mix and match. Okay, KTG, start from the first one.
Mene, madad, kia. So I'm not
Okay.
sure if it's masculine or feminine.
Yeah, so madad is feminine singular.
Mene, madad, ki.
Yeah. And if you were to say in English also help, you will say maine help ki. Okay, wonderful. There was a one sentence that Michael G made. Let's say, and I'm going to take slight tangent here, and the sentence was, let's say, KTG, you help Michael. Okay, you already mentioned the sentence. मैंने मदद की. That's what you mentioned, right? मैंने मदद की. Now the slight variation is you help Michael. How would you say that?
Would it be giving help to Michael? So using the word dena.
Which one?
Dena. Would you be using the verb dena to give help to Michael?
No. This is, you already have the structure. मैंने मदद की.
Okay.
You just
Richard Killier, madad ki.
Okay, so let's say the name is Michael. What you are saying, मैंने Michael will be there. This will be there as well. You are saying after Michael will be के लिए. Right?
Yeah.
That's okay. Who else would like to try? Josh, what do you think? You already have the base sentence. मैंने मदद की. Michael ji, what did you? Let's ask Michael also.
I used ko.
Okay, so you are saying we have के लिए, we have को as a candidate. Okay, what else?
I don't know.
Okay.
Key.
That's
Key.
also an option. Okay. Third one is what?
Key.
Key. Okay. Which key is this?
That's a different key.
This is a different key. Okay. And why?
Possessive key.
Huh?
Possessive key.
Possessive key. So this is, they're saying this is this one. This key is different than the last one, right? Okay. Why this one?
It's ki marat karna.
Okay, that's the key. So what they're saying is, when you say on its own, मैंने मदद की. Okay, but when you're helping someone, okay, it's the verb is की मदद करना, right? It's different than if I give a gift, the recipient gets the ko. If I say I give a gift to Michael, Michael is preceded by को. मैंने Michael को gift दिया. But when it is help, it's की. मैंने Michael की मदद की. Okay, मैंने Stacy की मदद की. Yeah, so this one you have to memorize. It's मदद is, it's always with की मदद or की help. Okay, so that's why it is like मैंने Michael की मदद की, or you can replace Michael with any other name also. मैंने उनकी मदद करी. I helped them. Okay, any questions on this one? This is slight tangent from, but I just wanted to introduce that because it's important for even intermediate plus folks as well, because it's sometimes you forget like this one, right? So मैंने उसकी मदद करी, उनकी मदद करी. Okay, Yosh, you're thinking like too many rules.
The key goes before the noun that it's to.
Yes, right. No, sorry. In this one, मैंने Michael. So if you're saying it, you will say मैंने Michael की मदद key. So this is this key and this is this key. Okay. Similarly, if you want to say I gave a gift, we have not done this one. मैंने, gift, and this is diya. Gift is masculine singular. You can say मैंने gift दिया. That's what we're gonna do it right after we're done with the verb karna. Because dena is also irregular verb. Just like karna becomes kiya, kiye, ki and ki, dena becomes diya, diye, di and di. Right? So मैंने gift दिया. Right? I gave a gift. मैंने gift दिया. Right? But you want to say I gave a gift to Michael. Okay, because Michael is receiving it. I'm the happiest person here. I'm getting the help. I'm getting the gift. I'm getting everything. Right? So it's basically Michael co. I think you should, if you write down these two sentences, if you sort of, and I don't know, maybe other advanced folks can tell how it became part of your sort of like it became natural to you. But to me, if you write these two sentences down in your notebook, if you revise it a few times, you will naturally get it, right? You will naturally get that mother comes with key, and then when there is an exchange here, there is a giver and the receiver. Receiver is basically co, Michael co.
Asuji, what would it look like if you said, I did Michael's work?
Yeah, Michael's work, right? So how would you say Michael's work? Michael's work. Michael's work is like Michael's son, Michael's, laptop.
Michael का काम.
There you go, Michael ka kaam. Right? So you already have I did, which is मैंने
किया.
Very good. मैंने किया. Right? All you are saying it now. I did Michael's work. So
मैंने काम किया. मैंने
Yeah, finish it up.
मैंने Michael का काम किया.
Very good. Michael, you are getting a lot of love today. Right? You're getting help. You're getting your work done from people. And you're getting it. Right? So you get to learn all the post positions with that. Like, not all, but like, ka, ki, and ko. And these are not simple examples, I can tell you that. These are all, interesting one and complex one. Yeah, any questions? Right, let's go back to the practice session we were doing. So it's back to you guys.
Actually, can I ask a quick question? Sorry. So
Yes.
calm is masculine.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you.
That's why it's Michael ka kaam.
Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay, let's do more of that. Mia, why don't you take some? Take 2 or 3.
मैंने होमवर्क किया.
Okay.
मैंने सफाई की.
Okay.
मैंने तैयारी.
One more time. तैयारी के what did you say with तैयारी? मैंने तैयारी
की.
Okay, beautiful. Let's just do one more. Okay, you want to do one more, Mia?
मैंने एक्सरसाइज किया.
Okay, okay. So exercise is considered feminine singular, so it would be
मैंने एक्सरसाइज
की. Beautiful. मैंने exercise की. Wonderful. Okay. Let's just do some more. Sheila ji, why don't you try? I think you can try the subjects now.
हमने मदद where am I? हमने मदद की आपने exercise अभ्यास किया
Okay, beautiful. Exercise is masculine singular. So आपने अभ्यास किया.
मैंने खरीदारी की.
Beautiful. Okay. You have to introduce Shiraji interrogative. Last time you were there in the previous class, right? Like instead of मैंने तुमने, you want to ask the question, who did the shopping? Okay, who did the shopping?
किसी खरीदारी की.
One more time. Or who shopped? किसके? What?
किसकी खरीदारी की.
Okay, almost. What was the word?
किसी ने
One more time.
I forgot. किसने किया? ये खरीदारी किसने किया?
Okay, okay.
किसने की?
Yeah, so it was basically, the first one is आपने shopping की, right? So Sheila ji,
किसने खरीदारी की.
very good. Shopping, very good. So shopping किसने की. Okay, किसने shopping की और shopping किसने की. All we are doing is putting the किसने here instead of the subject. Okay, you can see it's following the same ending. कौन plus ने becomes किसने, just like आपने. Okay, shopping किसने की, shopping शीला ने की, shopping यूनी ने की, और shopping Rachel ने की, right? So we are using the name followed by ne. It should be simple. You're just following the structure. I just added the previous lessons, the interrogative that we learned. Okay, let's go back. Okay, who would do this? Shriramji, why don't you try?
Yeah. Okay. मैंने फोन किया.
Okay, मैंने फोन किया. Beautiful.
Then मैंने तैयारी की.
Okay, मैंने तैयारी की. Awesome. Okay, Sharon ji.
उसने सफाई की.
Okay, okay. Pick the ones we have not done. One of them. Let's see.
How about उसने अभ्यास किया?
Okay, उसने अभ्यास किया. Okay, we have not done महसूस. Uni, what do you think, Uni?
I don't know. महसूस female है or
Take a guess. Take a guess.
female.
Okay, okay. Saraji, what do you think?
I also think it's female.
Okay, okay.
Because feel.
Yes.
It's a little bit arbitrary. As much as it sounds like, you try to draw a feeling from it, it's totally arbitrary in Hindi. Rachel ji, what do you think?
I guess I'll say masculine singular.
Okay, masculine singular. It is masculine singular. So you will say मैंने
महसूस किया.
Yeah, मैंने महसूस किया. Okay. You don't hear it quite often, but yeah, it is मैंने महसूस किया. Okay, और मैं महसूस कर रही हूँ. Yeah. Any questions? Anyone would like to try? Or if you, hopefully the structure is clear. I think the confusion or the unknown part is to figure out the gender of these. I think that should be the only thing which should still be there. But otherwise, hopefully, rest of it should be straightforward. Yeah.
Ashuji,
Yeah.
may I just ask, but what does then मैंने महसूस किया mean translated in English? I'm sorry, I didn't.
Yeah, what does it mean? मैंने महसूस किया.
Yeah. Thank you.
I felt.
Yeah. Somebody was speaking.
Mrs. Karna would also mean to feel as work, like as an action. I'm just not following. Why is it connected to Karna?
Yeah. So I think it's the application part of it. When do I use it? What does it mean? Who would like to give it a try?
Yes, I can give it a try.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
When we want to say a verb and this is noun, we have to put karna to become a verb, like महसूस करना, saf karna, or
Okay. I think her thing is
I
like.
can go with a try an explanation, Ashutosh.
What?
I can go with a try an explanation.
Yeah, go for it.
So many mehuskia I would translate as I felt it. And the missing object, which is not there in the Hindi, is masculine because kia is masculine. And therefore I would just go with that I felt it.
I felt it, right? So when will you use I felt? Like, give an application, make a scenario. So I think Una ji asked this question, and her question is also, if I understood correctly, like when will I use it?
Oh, when would you use it? I felt it. He bumped into me. I felt it.
No, it could be a sort of a conjunction. मैंने महसूस किया, and then followed by की, which is the small key. मैंने महसूस किया कि वहाँ लोग परेशान थे. Like let's say you visited a place and people were even though smiling, but you felt that they were hiding something, and they were not trying to reveal everything.
Oh, or maybe if you felt someone's anger or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you felt anger, someone's anger, or you felt something, मैंने महसूस किया कि कि वो she wasn't or he wasn't so happy. वो इतना खुश नहीं था. Okay. मैंने महसूस किया कि वो परेशान था. Okay. I felt that he was worried. Why? Because his grades were not good. Okay. So multiple applications, Unaji, but yes, that's how you will use it.
Thank you.
And that's always with emotional context.
Very much in the emotional context, you can use it. Right? Okay. Like in some cases, like the doctors are also coming to see the patient, right? I mean, like one is like कैसा लग रहा है और क्या महसूस कर रही है, आप कैसा महसूस कर रही हैं और कर रहे हो, right? I mean, so how are you feeling?
but we can say मैंने महसूस किया कि वो नहीं आएगा, कि वो नहीं something like this. I can feel anything. I
No,
can say
so
many
you can say anything.
yeah.
You can say anything for sure, but like in this case, I would say मुझे लगा. Like if you felt it, like you will say मुझे लगा, not so.
Okay.
Yeah, because lagna is also to feel, right?
Yes, thanks.
Wonderful. Right, so let's practice some more. I know we have only 6 minutes, so I don't have enough time to. One option is I will give you some homework, which is basically let me go over the homework first. So we have these 3 remaining, I mean more verbs also, but let's look at these verbs, and I want you to do that as a homework exercise, because next week I will make an entire paragraph just around these irregular verbs. Okay, and we will read it, that paragraph. You will see different combinations of it. Okay, but it will include all of it, so it will kind of strengthen all of your understanding. So just like we have karna becomes kiya, kiye, ki, and ki, you have lena. Okay, Uni, you want to read it? Lena will become
Liya.
Yeah, keep going, Uni.
लिए,
Uh-huh.
ली, lean.
Beautiful, beautiful, right? And then you have, so which is to take. Okay. Then you have dena. Okay. KTG, dena will become
dia, die, di, deen.
okay, beautiful. And then Michael G, you have Pina.
Pia, pie, pee, peeing.
Very good, right? If you drank cold drink, how you will say it? Maine.
Mene, mene pia,
Okay.
but mene pani pee. No, many pani pee. I don't know. Is pani masculine or feminine?
Pani is masculine. मैंने पानी पिया. Yeah, good,
Okay,
good,
many
good.
pani pee.
Yeah. Or मैंने, if you want to say mango lassi, it would be
Sorry, what did you say?
mango lassi, like a smoothie or whatever you want to say. If you want to
Okay,
say
so mene chai pee.
chai pee, beautiful. मैंने chai pee or मैंने coffee pee, because those are considered feminine singular. Yeah. So what I will do, it's a homework exercise for you to try it out, all of these, especially the last two. I mean, you can do all of it, but these, they bother a lot to people because these are like, they are one word, verb conjugation, right? So it doesn't come so naturally, right? So just like you had said coffee pee or, shakes, PA, right? So try those because, it will help you. If not, we'll definitely have a huge story next week just to kind of go over it, and hopefully by that time everyone should be pretty good with that. So I think I'll stop the broadcast and I'll take questions from folks. So folks who join on Facebook, so much, thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you next time.